It was a regular Tuesday night. My parents were away, and I had the house to myself. I was chilling on the couch, binge watching a series, when I noticed something odd outside of my living room window. The street was dimly lit, but I could see what looked like a figure lurking near my neighbor's house. At first, I thought it might be just one of their friends or a family member, someone they would be expecting. But the longer I watched, the more uneasy I became. This person was just standing there, staring at their front door, but being the rational person I am, I dismissed it as my imagination running wild. As the night progressed, I got up and grabbed a snack from the kitchen. That's when I heard a creak, a subtle noise that sent chills down my spine. I froze. The front door was slightly ajar. Panic set in, and I immediately regretted not double-checking if I had locked it. I hesitated, debating whether to investigate or call the police. But curiosity got the best of me, and against my better judgment, I tiptoed toward the door. It swung open with a soft groan, revealing an eerie, quiet house. I heard a noise upstairs, like footsteps. My heart pounded as I realized someone was inside of my home. Fear gripped me, but I forced myself to stay calm. I retreated to the closet, my breath caught in my throat, praying that they wouldn't find me. From my hiding spot, I could hear the intruder moving through the rooms, searching for something. The tension was unbearable. I clutched my phone, ready to call help, when I heard a noise from downstairs. It was a door slamming shut. I strained to listen, and my blood ran cold as I heard a mistakable sound of a screaming echo through the night. My mind raced, and I realized that the intruder hadn't found me, but had moved on to my neighbor's house. Guilt and relief washed over me in equal measure. I couldn't believe the horrifying turn of the events. I stayed hidden until I was sure that it was safe, and then, with shaky hands, I called the police. When they arrived, I explained what had happened. The reality hit me like a ton of bricks when they went next door. My neighbor, a kind elderly couple, had been brutally attacked. The scene was something out of a nightmare. It wasn't a random break-in. The intruder had specifically targeted them. The investigation unfolded, and the police caught the perpetrator. Turns out, he had a twisted motive and had mistaken my house for theirs. It's a chilling realization that I narrowly escaped a fate that befell my neighbors. The guilt still lingers, wondering if there was anything I could have done differently. The randomness of it all, the fact that a simple twist of fate saved my life that night, is a haunting thought. It's a reminder that danger can lurk in the most unexpected places. And sometimes, survival is just a matter of luck. So there you have it. The night I narrowly avoided a killer, but couldn't prevent the tragedy that unfolded next door. Life can be strange and scarier than any horror movie. Stay safe, everyone. I was 13 when this happened, and it still gives me nightmares thinking about it. My parents wanted to go out on a date, so they left me home on a Friday night. I am an only child, so I stayed home alone. We had a one-story with a daylight basement that had its own entrance. We live on a dead-end street, and it's pretty quiet in the evenings, so not many cars come and go. My neighbors are pretty close to my house too, so I didn't feel uncomfortable being home alone by myself. So my parents left around 6 p.m. for their dinner reservation, and I had a nice hot pizza delivered and was ready to watch some scary movies, all by myself. I was excited. I locked the door behind them and popped on the TV. I was scrolling through the movies on the Roku and decided to watch one of the Halloween movies first. I snuggled in my nice, warm, fuzzy blanket on the couch, got comfy, and began my night alone. About an hour passed and I got up to use the bathroom. While in the bathroom, I thought I heard some noises coming from the basement. It sounded like something was moving around, but I figured I was just home alone. What could it possibly be? So I just brushed it off as nothing. I finished in the bathroom and went back onto the couch to finish my movie. Another 5 minutes had passed, and again, moving noises in the basement. Now I started getting a nervous feeling in my gut. I stopped the movie to listen to more noises. What is that? I thought about that entrance door down there and wondered if it was locked. I assumed my parents locked it. I hoped that they did. I didn't know what to do. I took a deep breath and decided to walk towards the basement and put my ear to the door. What a mistake. I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. I froze in fear. This has never happened to me before. I have been home alone in the past, but mostly during the day. I know the obvious thing was to call the police, but did I do that? No. I ran outside and went to my neighbor's house and banged on their door. Thankfully, they were home and they let me in. I was out of breath, scared, and couldn't get out my words fast enough. I asked them to please call the cops. There is someone in my house. Hurry, please. They called 911 and the cops came over within 10 minutes. I also called my parents to let them know what was going on. I let the cops check out the house and I stayed at my neighbor's where I felt safe. After some time, one of the cops came over to my neighbor's house and said they didn't find anyone in the house, but did say that whoever it was came in through the basement entrance. It must have been unlocked. Nothing was taken and everything was in its place. My parents got home and of course they were very upset and scared. The cops assured us that the house was clear, to please lock all of our doors and windows at all times. They think this person saw my parents leave and assumed that the house was empty. I don't want to think about the fact that this person might have known that I was home alone. After some thought, my mom said, "Oh no, I don't think we locked the basement door." She just assumed since we lived in a quiet neighborhood that we were safe, so she didn't really have to worry about it. Needless to say, after this night, we all made sure that every single door and window stayed locked. They still leave me alone, but they let the next door neighbors know when they do, just in case. I still think about this night, and it gives me nightmares. I am 16 now, and I feel a little uneasy being home alone. But I know I need to get over it. Please stay safe out there, and always lock your doors. You don't know who is lurking around your neighborhood. So, to start off, this story still freaks me out to this day, because I don't have any answers that make sense. Maybe y'all can help me. Just decipher the following events and come up with some kind of logical explanation. This happened several years ago, when I was still with my ex, and we were living in a small city. Naturally, we were watching creepypasta videos on YouTube before bed. And there was one particular video that freaked me out so badly, I couldn't sleep that night. Unfortunately, I had to work early in the morning and knew watching those videos before bed was a horrible idea. As I laid on my ex's chest, trying to fall asleep, I heard a loud crash coming from downstairs in the basement. The way my old house was mapped out, it's first floor with a huge unfinished basement, and you can hear every little sound from our bedroom through the vents. When I say this sound was loud, I mean I thought something big had somehow gotten into the basement and was going on a rampage. I whispered for him to wake up, but I knew it wouldn't be any use. That man could sleep through anything, even when his lady possibly needed rescuing. At this point, I'm shaking like crazy and debating whether or not I should stay in bed and hope it was just my imagination, or go investigate. Finally, I bucked up the courage and, as quiet as possible, scooted myself out of bed and stepped as lightly as I could toward the door. By now, my ex wakes up as I go to grab a baseball bat we kept across the room for protection. Babe, what the hell are you doing? Come back to bed. There's something down in the basement, I loudly whispered to him. Then I heard something else fall in the basement, and that got my ex's attention, as he proceeds to tell me he's not going down there. So, here's this 5'3" girl in an oversized t-shirt grabbing a hold of a baseball bat as her 6'1" boyfriend lays in bed. Fucking coward. I opened the bedroom door as quietly as I could, as I listened harder to my surroundings. My heart was in my throat as I got down on all fours, literally crawling across my living room floor to be as quiet as humanly possible. As I continued to crawl while somehow still carrying the bat, I reached the kitchen linoleum and stopped short when I hear something behind me. Panic took over as I grabbed the bat tightly and went to swing back when I heard my ex's voice yell at me, "Whoa, babe, stop, it's me." Now he decides to get out of bed and help. My hero, all right. He got me up from the floor as we slowly walked toward the basement door. With the bat drawn back as he opens the basement door, he yells down that we are armed, and they better go back the same way that they got in. Waiting for a couple minutes and still hearing something downstairs, my ex opened the door and flicked on the basement light. We were honestly expecting like someone darting across the floor, or worst case scenario, come right up at us. But nothing like that happened. Honestly, nothing happened. We went down to the basement as carefully as possible, but there was no sign of an intruder in the entire house. My art supplies and paints were scattered all over the floor, and my easel was turned over. But no footprints, broken glass, absolutely nothing. And that's what scares me to this day. The basement window was closed and locked, and it still had dust all over it. We looked all over the entire basement, but still nothing. The next day, as I'm leaving for work, our elderly neighbor stops me and asks if we had heard any screaming coming from the back. Our backyards are shared. I asked him, "What screaming?" We didn't hear any screaming. Apparently, our neighbor heard yelling and screaming late that night, around the same time that my basement got flipped upside down, and called the police to investigate, although they found nothing to meet his claims. Could those screams be somehow connected to our possible intruder, or something else entirely? I honestly have no idea, but that event has me still asking questions to this very day. Now, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to let me know down in the comment section. Make sure to like, comment, and if you're new to this channel and you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe. We're doing nothing but growing. I also want to apologize because I know I sound off. I'm pretty sure I'm getting sick again, sadly. But, oh well. The show must go on. But, make sure to check out the links in the description as well. My Twitter, Instagram, everything like that is in there, including my Gmail if you would like to submit a story. I've got a lot of stories and a lot more coming, so just be aware of that. And I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that due to the holiday season, there will most likely not be a video coming on Sunday. But there should be a video coming out that next Tuesday. I'll make sure to get some stuff out to you guys. And also, if you want to keep up to date on everything, make sure to check out the links in the description. And also, check out the channel members, where I post extra content, bonus content, just talk to you guys, stuff like that, including a lot of wild stories, if I could say. There's a couple that I've already gotten ready, and they should be getting uploaded within the next couple days to that. So if you would like to go check that out, there's multiple different ones that you can choose from, but all of them will give you extra access to the content, so just have that in mind. It would help out a lot just supporting the channel. Shit, at this pace with me getting sick so much, it might have to help me with my funeral costs. But other than that, stay safe, stay scary, and I'll see you in the next one. It is 6 a.m. in the morning, and I still haven't gone to bed because I feel like shit. Huh. Okay, bye.